Welcome to episode 1543. David Einhorn, famous short seller. This picture of David Einhorn and his ex-wife. This is an outline of episode 1543, lesson 1 to 4. This is lesson 5 to 8. Lesson 1, quick career change. Lucky career change.
My undergraduate, I had written a thesis. It was in the government department, but it was largely, it turned out to be almost an economics type of thesis. And I was very interested in that, and I wanted to go get a PhD in economics. And I applied to several schools, and they did me a huge favor by rejecting me, which allowed me to go towards the career that I've gone to.
2, start small.
In 1996, his father gave him $900,000 in startup capital, which he used to start his hedge fund, Greenlight Capital.
Lesson 3, critical thinking is his source of success.
One sole reason for success.
If I had to pick one, I think it's critical thinking skill. And it's the ability to look at a situation and see it for what it is, which isn't necessarily what is presented to you. And when something makes sense, to figure out what makes sense, and when something doesn't make sense, to question it, to challenge it, to look at it from a different way, and to often come to the opposite conclusion.
Lesson 4, his investment philosophy.
Subscribed to a value investment strategy where he would long stocks with cheap valuation multiples and short stocks that he thought were overvalued or fraudulent.
And 5, success in the beginning.
That I think has been a good tactic for me is selling short. When I sell something short, I'm not trying to create a hedge. I'm trying to create a profit. Each year we've been profitable on our short sales. Our average return on capital on short selling over our 6 years has been 30%.
Lesson 6, he's an activist investor. David Einhorn scored another victory, pressuring Apple.
Apple. If you have Apple shares in your 401k, you might want to write a thank you letter to this guy, David Einhorn. He led a public campaign, including TV appearances, open letters, even a lawsuit to pressure Apple into using some of its more than $100 billion in cash to pay shareholder dividends. Now, the move worked. Just last week, Apple boosted its dividend another 8%.
Thank you. Lesson 7, investors are fleeing his fund in the past 4 years. Just look at this chart of his assets under management.
This may look like a one-year-old birthday party, but I have it on good family authority that this was actually my first gold talk. Grandpa Ben was a big gold bug. He believed that replacing the gold standard with fiat money would end with a terrible inflation.
Lesson 8 is a famous short seller, and he wrote a book.
Good responsibility to try to get the facts straight before I speak. But I think in terms of the broader impact of discussing this, I think it's very important for investors to be able to discuss stocks. I think it's
2010, he became an author and wrote a book on short selling, fooling some of the people all of the time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.